Hi, Alan Combies here. I just wanted to record a quick video for you guys. I know that the Tapping World Summit is coming out very shortly. It's 2011, and some of you might be going, is this really worth it? Is it something that I want to take part in? And I've actually been promoting it lately, and so I want to share with you why I've been promoting it, but more importantly, I want to share with you an important thing, and that is the difference between traditional EFT and faster EFT, because I think that's very, very important, especially if you're considering taking advantage of all the free content that the Tapping World Summit is going to be putting out in the next few days. So the first thing that I want to start with is, how are they similar? How is EFT similar to faster EFT? And really there's two major things that they share in common. One is that they utilize the meridian points in the body, and the second is that they apply the tapping. Okay, those are really the two things they share in common. How do they differ? That's very important. The first thing that I'd like to discuss as far as how they differ is the belief system. Traditional EFT believes that there's an energy flow in the body, which is true enough. I mean, we're completely made of energy. Everything is energy. But they believe there's a flow of energy through the body, and that when you experience a problem, whether it's a phobia or pain or emotional discomfort, they believe that is stemming from a disruption in your energy system, a disruption in the flow of energy. And so what they say is by tapping on the meridian points that this is, you know, releasing the stuck and um, allowing the energy to flow more freely. The problem I have, the challenge I have with this is that that presupposes that somehow you are broken. Somehow you're not working correctly. With Faster EFT, that's not the belief system at all. What we believe is that you are working perfectly. You are perfect and whole as you were created. The issue here is that you're operating from old, broken ideas. Right? Does that make sense? When my clients come to see me, one of the first things I ask them is, how do you know you have this problem? Right? Now, why is that an important question? That question is important because it allows people to go inside and figure out what the mental process is for creating this feeling or this phobia or this problem, whatever it is. Once we understand how you are producing it inside, then we can tap, release, and let go. Now, traditional EFT uses the karate chop point, the setup phrase, either the karate chop point or the sore spot. They use a setup phrase like, even though I have this fear of water, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now that's good and that's important because what you're actually doing is you're aiming at the problem. But with faster EFT, what we understand is that it's how you're producing it up here. The mind and body are one unit. They are connected. What we think determines what we feel, and how we think determines what we feel. So when we understand that it's what we're doing inside, we can ask the question, how do you know? Which allows you to go inside, understand what you're doing, focusing on that, and tapping, releasing, and letting go. Does that make sense? So it's a much more quick and zeroed in process, and it really is because we understand where the problems are coming from in the first place. The other thing is that we only use 5 points in faster EFT. Traditional EFT can use up to 9 points, sometimes even more. Top of the head, eyebrow, of course there's all the finger points and the hand points, the 9 gamut, all that stuff. And in fact, when I learned EFT, they had me humming Happy Birthday and spinning my eyes around and all this stuff, which is, again, fine and good because it worked. It just didn't get results as quickly or as fast as I would have wanted, and maybe you've experienced the same thing. So with faster EFT, what we understand is that we use 5 points, and the reason we use these 5 points is because these points actually correspond with the organs in the body that produce adrenaline or feelings. And when we focus on how we're producing this feeling and feel that feeling and tap and affirm that we're releasing and letting go, we're actually breaking that connection. We're actually rewiring that connection between the brain and the body. Isn't that something? So once you sort of sever that connection, now you're able to be free because our actions are based around our emotions. And so if you have a thought that triggers an emotion, you're going to kind of be in that cycle and just do the same things over and over again. So once we are able to break that connection and break that, it's almost like a hypnotic trance. Once we're able to break that, we're free, and we're able to make choices based on inspiration rather than fear and doubt and those things. And so when it comes to the Tapping World Summit, I would encourage you to take advantage of all the free information. You don't have to purchase it unless you want to, unless you feel like it's something that you really can gain from. But there's so much free stuff out there. I would suggest listening to as much of it as possible, but listen to it through the eyes of the faster EFT belief system. That is, all problems are created within. You're able to tap, release, and let go. And when you do that, you'll be able to pick up on certain things and see things and be able to utilize the information, I think, in a much more helpful manner. Because let's face it, we want relief now. We want to make changes as quickly as possible. We want to be happy. I think that's all anybody really wants, right? So this is Alan Combies. I hope this was a beneficial talk that we had today, and I look forward to our future conversations. And until next time, peace and love, everybody. All right, take care.